Hello everyone. Today we're going to dive into Rhino and learn how to create some basic forms and manipulate them to build up complex shapes. This process is called meshing. You'll be using shapes like boxes and spheres, and we will also use Boolean to combine or subtract shapes. Okay, well, let's break it down step by step. Let's just start with basic shapes. We're going to begin by creating some basic forms. I'm going to create a box here. As I told you before, here we can use these tools like boxes, cylinders, spheres, and all these geometries. Okay. So for creating the boxes, so you can type even box into the command line like box. I'm going to type box and pick the point. Pick the first corner of your box and drag out basic the shape of the geometry. Okay, so one thing that I want to tell you, it's just right now. It's I ask you if you go back to command bar, you see it says other corner of base or length, right? And so you can give it a length. Like for example, I'm gonna create a 20 feet. Uh, and then you see that, and then at the other corner, okay, so I'm gonna click and okay, enter, and then with press enter to use length. So I'm gonna give it width, like for example 30 feet, and enter. And you see that here I have to give it height, right? So I'm gonna give it like for example 40 feet, and enter. That's it. And here you see that our boxes, right? So I'm gonna go back to shaded mode here, and you see these boxes. Okay, so for delete, okay, so I'm gonna delete this and then go back to again. So I'm gonna go back to here and click boxes, right? So again, I'm gonna pick the first corner um, of your box and then give it like a 30 feet length and with 40 feet width and height like 50 feet high, right? Here I do have another boxes, okay? And I want to copy this, duplicate this. You remember that, I told you guys that you can just copy, type copy, and then pick the point and then copy your geometry everywhere. Okay, and then also you could just like for example to duplicate this, you can hold alt and drag with all these combo that you have, x y z. You see that I duplicated this box around here. Great. Okay, so I'm gonna delete those, and so let's create a sphere for creating this sphere. So you can just type a sphere into the command line like a sphere. I'm gonna type a sphere, and you see that, and it's the center of the sphere, right? So pick the center of where you want you make this sphere, right? And here it says radius, right? You have to give it a radius if you would like for example, I'm gonna give it like 30 feet radius, and then press enter. So this is my sphere. I'm gonna again duplicate my sphere around here. Okay. Z axis and Y and X. Perfect. Or even I will just delete all those and go back to here, click on this, and I want to click on a sphere and same process, right? So I'm going to give the radius like 40 and press enter. Perfect. So go back to here. I'm gonna create a cylinder, like same process, right? So here it says radius, right? First of all, pick the center of your cylinder, right? And here, click on that. Okay, so let me do it again. So here you see that radius. I'm gonna add give it the radius, like for example, 60 feet, and it says end of the cylinder, right? It asks you a height, right? So I'm gonna give it like 90 feet and press enter. This is my cylinder, right? Okay. And you can play with all these geometry, and if you want to, like with this, and you can play with those and create different column. And also, let me just try with all those and play for you guys. For this exercise, I would like to see different geometry. You can make different geometry or duplicate all those and with a different height, length, width, and or even combine all those all together. Okay, so create something simple geometry and save your file on OneDrive or see that. Okay, so one more thing that I want to show you is it's going to be fun. It's a Boolean operations. So this allow us to combine or subtract shape, so we can create more complex forms. Okay. Uh, let's say you made two shapes like a box and a sphere, right? Okay, right now type Boolean union into the command line or even come here and you see that a Boolean union, right? You can click on this and type and click on that and select both. Like for example, I'm gonna combine this sphere on this box. Okay, so gonna scale it down a little bit, and then bring it up a little bit, and I'm gonna select again Boolean union, right? And select both um, sphere and box. Okay. And and in this one, like I'm gonna just hit OK, enter, and you see that right now we'll merge them into one shape. The two objects are now combined as a single volume, right? So when I click on that, you see that both of them are selected, right? And I have one object, right? And it's really interesting, and you can play with that and create new geometry and new a complex uh, geometry for me. Okay, so I'm gonna go back again, do it for you guys, and with the different shape. Like for example, I'm gonna add one more, like cylinder. Okay, and then add this as we are, and okay. So right now, click on Boolean Union and select all of them and hit enter. And you see that one object, three cylinder, sphere, and boxes is one object, right? Great. Okay, let's go back and Control Z. I'm going to show you a Boolean difference. Let's subtract one shape from another. Maybe you've got a box and you want to take a smaller sphere out of it, right? Uh, okay, so select. Okay, so you can also, as I said, you can also type Boolean difference, or even come here and go to select this Boolean difference. Okay, doesn't matter. And let's just move this sphere. I'm gonna delete this sphere here. I'm gonna subtract the sphere from box. Okay, from the box. And again, I'm going to select Boolean different and uh, select box, right? And enter and select sphere. And you see that I subtracted the sphere from the box. Okay, so I'm gonna do it again, or even I'm going to duplicate the sphere here and scale it down a little bit and then move it back here. Okay, okay, perfect. So again, select Boolean difference. I'm gonna subtract this sphere and this sphere from this box. Okay, so you have to select the object that you want to have it remain that. Okay, so I'm gonna just hit this box and then enter and select these two. Nice. You see that? Okay, with this you can create a complex geometry and shapes for me. Okay, there's another one. It says Boolean intersection. Boolean intersection, it keeps only the overlap. This one keeps only the part where two objects overlap. Okay, so let's go back to here, right? I'm gonna update this uh, type, or here select Boolean intersection. Okay, and then select both object. Okay, and hit enter. See that? So as you said, Boolean intersection, once you select both object, Rhino will give the just the intersecting volume where the two shapes overlap, right? This, like this. Okay, so I'm gonna go back again. So let's delete this and select Boolean intersection, and it says, actually you can see this comment bar, select first set of surface or polysurface, right? So select both of them, right? And then hit enter, right? You see that? Intersecting, well, a box and a sphere.